Good afternoon, everyone. So we are live. Today is Thursday, and I'm excited to have you all here today on another live section or session. Another live session today. So you're all welcome. Please, like we always say, invite someone to this live session. Invite someone, invite your friends, invite your acquaintances. Anybody you know that is a female needs to be on this live session today. So invite them. Invite them. You can copy the link and send to them and invite them to join us live today. So I'm so excited. I'm super excited. Sorry for the delay. We had a bit of network issue and which we sorted out. I hope so. So we're going to start on what we are going to be discussing today. So please share the live. Very important. It's very important you share the live session today to your friends, to those acquaintances that you have, and every other person you think that should be on this live session today. So today we are going to be discussing something very, very important. Again, if you have any question at the course of this session, don't forget to send us an email with your question. You can send it to uniquefemaleacademy@gmail.com. Send us an email with your questions. So at the last Thursday of the month, we'll be able to answer your questions. Send us an email with your questions at uniquefemaleacademy@gmail.com. We'll be glad to answer your questions. So please don't forget, if you hear that thing that you don't understand or that thing you feel you didn't get, it didn't sink in, send us an email so that we'll be able to answer your question the last Thursday of the month. So we're going to be talking about overcoming self-doubt. Today we're going to be discussing overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt is something that is, I said something, I said it's the silent barrier or persistent barrier many women face. A lot of women, it's not as though they don't have abilities, it's not as though they don't have potential, it's not as though they don't have giftings, but the challenge is that they keep doubting themselves. The challenge is that they keep doubting themselves. So, and it's a very big problem. It's a very big problem when you talk about your personal growth. The journey of growing is a very big problem. If you keep doubting yourself, it's going to jeopardize your growth. It's going to jeopardize what it is that you're doing. So today we're going to be discussing it and we are going to be talking about it. So self-doubt is a very big barrier to your personal growth and development. Very big one. It's a very big barrier to your personal growth and development. That's why we want to discuss it today. I want to now talk about how do we go about it? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So that's basically what we're going to be discussing now. Those voices that tells you you're not good enough, you're not supposed to be here, this thing is not for you, it's for certain kind of people, you don't have the capacity, or maybe you don't have the ability to do this or do that. All those voices, all those whispers, what are you going to do about it? I mean, the sad thing about this is that that's why a lot of dreams have died off. A lot of potentials, women have not been able to reach the height of their potential. They've not been able to explore because of these voices that keeps telling them that they are not enough. And if you're watching me and you're listening to me and you've experienced such thing, just stay with us because we're going to be discussing on how you're going to find a way to start overcoming those voices. So self-doubt is a killer of dreams. Self-doubt have killed a lot of dreams, especially when it has to do with women. It has killed a lot of dreams, a lot of potentials, especially when it has to do with women. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. And we're going to be talking about how to overcome it. Please excuse me. So we're going to be discussing how you're going to be overcoming self-doubt today. So the first thing I want us to talk about today is self-doubt. How does it show up? How does it show up? How does it present itself? How does self-doubt present it? Because we're going to know how it shows up. Before we now know how we're going to now start overcoming self-doubt. So how does it show up? Self-doubt shows up in many ways. The way it shows up for you might not be the way it shows up for the next person. So self-doubt shows up in many ways. The first one is overthinking instead of acting. So before you try to overthink things, a little thing you're overthinking. Instead of just trying to act on your ideas, instead of just trying to act on your abilities, you're trying to overthink it. What will people say? How are they going to perceive it? How are they going to receive it? So you're overthinking. And that overthinking now leads you to now trying to now doubt yourself. All those things you're saying, the fear of what people are going to say, will people accept it? Are they going to reject it? All those things you're thinking about is you, because of you overthinking that thought, you overthinking that idea, you're already now trying to now start doubting yourself. So self-doubt can show up by you trying to overthink what it is or your idea instead of actually acting on it. The second thing is that it hiding from visibility opportunities. Self-doubt can show up when you're trying to hide from this visibility, you're trying to hide from opportunity. You're not bringing yourself out there. You're not trying to show yourself, or probably not show yourself, and you're not trying to not make yourself visible. Even when there's an opportunity, you're not going to take it because you're asking yourself it's not for you. You're telling yourself it's not for you, it's for certain kind of people, it's not for people like me. So you must understand that self-doubt can present itself that way. The next thing is comparing yourself to others. You're constantly comparing yourself to others. You've compared yourself to others to the point that you start doubting yourself. You've compared yourself to others to the point that you've started doubting yourself. So most times comparison can make you doubt yourself. You're trying to now watch what people are doing, what others are doing that you're not doing, what they have that you don't have. And when you now start trying to now compare, you now start doubting yourself. Ah, this life is not for me. Oh, this life is for certain kind of people. Can't you see how their life is perfect? Can't you see how they're doing everything very perfect? My life is not the way their life. Forgetting that what they are showing you is what they want you to see. They are not showing you every part of their life. What they are showing you is what they want you to see. So most times self-doubt can present itself with you trying to compare yourself or trying to compare your journey with someone else's journey, or trying to compare yourself with someone else or with what others are doing. And the next way self-doubt can show up is when you keep remembering past failures and setbacks. How many times you failed, you're remembering past failures, you're remembering your setback that happened even many years ago. You failed and you now say, ah, I'm a failure. You've now termed yourself a failure and now feel that you can't be able to, or you won't be able to get past the stage where you are now. So you must understand that past failures and setback can stagnate your growth. When you keep remembering or reminding yourself that you've tried it and it's failed, so therefore it's not going to work. So you have to now leave it. So you must understand that self-doubt can present itself that way. So the next thing is feeling helpless. Feel, Feeling helpless. A lot of time we try to say, this thing is what it is. It is what it is. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's not true. You're not helpless. You're not helpless. You must understand that you're not helpless. So we most times we've told ourselves that this is not possible to the extent that even when the solution comes, we don't try to now take up the solution or we don't try to see it as a solution because we've told ourselves to the extent, we said to ourselves that it's not possible, we can't be helped to the extent that even when we see the help, we will not be able to recognize it because we've learned that we are helpless and there's nothing we can do about it. The worst thing can happen to you, or the worst that can happen to you, is for you to come to a point that you feel this is my situation, this thing I'm going through, there is nothing that can be done about it. It's not true. It's not true. So most times it's called learned helplessness. You've learned to be helpless to the extent that you believe that there is no solution anywhere. Nothing can be done about this situation. So you must understand that that thing you're going through, whatever it is you are in, there is help. It's for you to not be able to now recognize the help and be able to now take the help. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is how to actually overcome self-doubt. How do I now begin to overcome self-doubt? How do I now bring myself to the point where I believe in myself and where I begin to now say, and where I begin to now believe in myself, who I am, my abilities, and everything about me. So we are going to be discussing how you can overcome self-help. And I wrote down 5 things or 5 easy ways. Yeah, easy ways. If you try to apply it, it's going to help you overcome self-doubt. The first one we are going to be talking about is have the right opinion about yourself. Very important. You must have the right opinion about yourself. What do you think? Who do you think you are? What are you thinking? It's not about what every other person is saying. What are you saying about yourself? Do you believe in yourself enough to know that this thing is possible? To know that you can become that woman you want to be? So it's not about what every other person is saying. It's not about what the environment is saying. It's not about what social media is saying. It's about what you're saying. What opinion do you have about yourself? And this is a very important thing. It's very important because it's not at the end of it all, what is going to happen to you is what you believe, not what every other person believes. In fact, it's you that tells us the opinion about yourself that we should believe. So you must understand it. So if you're going to overcome self-doubt, you must have the right opinion about yourself. You must have the right opinion about yourself. The first law of personal growth, the first law. So sorry about that. Our network, we had a bit of network issue. We had a bit of network issue, and I think we're back. So if you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you can see me. If you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. If you can see me, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. Sorry about that. Our network went off. But if you can see me now, if you can hear me, let me know in the comment section. You can see me if you can hear me. Okay. All right. So sorry for that. Um, okay, so we'll continue. I said the first way to overcome self doubt is that you must have the right opinion about yourself. You must have the right opinion of yourself. And I said that the first law of personal growth is that you will never rise above the opinion of yourself. You can never rise above the opinion of yourself. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, I already told yourself that this thing is not possible. It's not for people like me. It's not something I can do. Just know that you're done for even before you started. So you must have the right opinion of yourself. Self doubt does not live in your abilities. Self doubt does not live in your abilities. It lives in the opinion you have about your abilities. Self doubt does not live in your abilities. It lives in your opinion of your ability. So, what's your opinion of your ability that you have? What opinion of yourself do you have? So you must understand it's not about what people are saying about you, it's about what you're saying about yourself. So you must have the right opinion of yourself if you're going to overcome self doubt. You must have the right opinion of yourself if you're going to overcome self doubt. This is why I say it. I always say it, and I've been saying a woman is an advanced man. Once you understand who you truly are, you will know that there are some certain things that shouldn't be bothering you, or there's some certain things that you shouldn't be you shouldn't certain thoughts that shouldn't, or you shouldn't allow them to stay because of the opinion of yourself that you have. So, and I keep saying that a woman is an advanced man in the sense that when a producer wants to produce something, and maybe the producer produced something last year and wants to produce something this year, you must understand that if it's the same product but a different version, the version that he has last year, he produced last year, cannot be better than the version of this year. It means that the version of this year will always be better than the version of last year. So you must understand who you are. When God created you, you were the last thing God created. Among all God's creatures, you were the last thing He created. So, what do you expect? It means that you're the best of them all. It means that you're the smartest of them all. It means that you're the most advanced of them all. So, you must have this opinion about yourself that you're not just the smartest, you're the best. You're not just the smartest, you're the most advanced of everything God has created. It should make you now understand and start seeing yourself differently from what the world thinks or sees you, or the way they see you. You must begin to now see yourself differently from the eyes of God, from the eyes of the one that have created you, not from what other persons are saying, other people are saying about you, but from who God has created you to be. So once you understand it, you begin to have the right opinion about yourself. Because once you have the right opinion about yourself, it's going to shut out every other thing anybody is saying about you, or every other thing the environment, the society is saying about you. So the first thing you need to do is that you must have the right opinion of yourself. The issue is not what can you do. It's not what can you do, but what do you think you can't do. It's not about what can you do. It's what's that thing you're thinking you can't do. What's that thing you're thinking you can't do? So you must begin to believe in yourself, because you must understand that you're strong, you're capable. In the eyes of the person that created you, he created you strong, he created you capable, he created you worthy, he created you competent, he created you enough. So it means that you're good enough. So the opinion you have about yourself is the starting point of you overcoming self-doubt. Once you have the right opinion about yourself, that's the starting point of you overcoming self-doubt. So the first thing you should understand, or the first thing you should know, is that you must have the right opinion of yourself. It's not about what every other person is saying. It's what are you saying about yourself? What opinion of yourself do you have? It's not about what your family is saying, what your dad have said to you, what your mom have said to you, what the society is saying about you, what your friends are saying about you. At the end of it all, the only thing that will stand is what you're saying about yourself. So you must learn to begin to believe in yourself. The second way, or the second thing you need to do in order to overcome self-doubt is that you must change your programming. You need to change your programming. Stop putting the wrong things in. The wrong things, you need to start pulling out the wrong things and start putting in the right things. Now, most times our programming are things that happen to us from childhood, setbacks, failures, experiences of the past, and all that. Some that some that we are conscious of, some that we're not conscious of. But you must begin to change this programming. Now, you must understand that your brain has the ability to rewire itself. Your brain has the ability to rewire itself. So whatever it is, or the programming that you already have, it can be reprogrammed. You can consciously reprogram yourself. So there's something called the neuroplasticity of the brain. Is what helps is the ability of the brain to be able to rewire itself. No matter what it is that's gone in, it can be rewired. So you must understand it. So you need to begin to now expose yourself to certain kind of information that align with where you're going, information that align with who you're becoming. So that's the way you need to start. You need to begin to reprogram yourself. Information that supports your potential, that supports your greatness, not the one that does not support it. So you need to consciously reprogram yourself, remove the things that are already there that are not supposed to be there, and begin to take in the right information. There are some information you already have, and you know that this information is contradicting who you are, it's contradicting where you're going, it's contradicting the woman you want to become. So you need to start taking them out and begin to now reprogram your mind with information that align with where you're going, with information that align with who you want to become. So that's what reprogramming is all about. So you must consciously and intentionally do this. It's not something that happens to you unconsciously. It's something that you must consciously and intentionally do. Anything that does not align with where you're going to, you pull it out and begin to now replace it with information that align with the woman you're becoming and where you're going. So you must be conscious of the things you watch. You must be conscious of the things you read. You must be conscious of the people you follow on social media. Very important. There are a lot of you that are following people that you don't have any business following this person based on who you are and based on where you're going. You don't have any business following this person on social media. But those are the people you're following, those are the people you're liking, those are the people you're commenting on their page, and those are the people that, in fact, they're the people that are coaching you online. They're the people that are teaching you, and you know very well that this person or what this person is saying or what this person is doing is contradicting who I want to become, is contradicting where I'm going to, and yet you're following them on social media, you're reading their posts every day. So you must consciously, or you must be conscious of the things you watch, the things you read, and the people you follow on social media. You need to begin to cut ties with anything that drains you and surround yourself with words and messages that reflects who you're becoming or who you want to become. So this is something you do consciously. So reprogramming yourself or changing your programming is something you do consciously. And by removing the informations that are not aligned with the woman you want to become and replacing them with informations that align with where you're going to and who you want to become. The third thing you need to do is that you need to surround yourself with the right relationships and environment. Surround yourself with right relationships and surround yourself with the right environment. This is very important. Whether you like it or not, your surrounding and your environment is programming you. Whether you consciously, consciously or unconsciously. You see your environment, you see the people you surround yourself with, is programming you consciously or unconsciously. And now they don't need your permission to program you. That's the most annoying part. They don't need your permission to program you. But you must understand that the environment where you find yourself in, the relationships you surround yourself with, they are programming you. So you must be conscious and surround yourself with the right relationships and put yourself in the right environment. You can have all the affirmations, all the positive goals, but if you're surrounded by negative voices, both online and offline, it will slow you, it will jeopardize whatever it is that you want to do. It will now begin to shape your identity and shape your behavior. And most of them can be shaping you in a negative way. Remember what I said. You don't choose whether you like it or not. Your environment, your relationships are programming you. Whether you like it or not, it's not something that you choose. But the only thing you can be able to choose is not choose the right relationships you want to program you and choose the right environment. Because whether you like it or not, your relationships and your environment, they are programming you. So environment will always beat willpower. The environment where you find yourself will always beat willpower any day, anytime. So you can finish telling yourself in your closet, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go back to this again. I'm not going to start living certain kind of life. I'm not going to start doing certain things. But if you now find yourself, or if you now still maintain the same environment, that is the same negative environment that has nothing to do with the woman you're becoming, it you still go back to your old ways no matter what, because environment will beat willpower any day, anytime. So if you're going to start overcoming self-doubt, you must be conscious of your relationships and you must be very conscious of the environment where you find yourself. Now, take for instance, it's just like planting a seed in an environment that is not favorable. No matter how good that seed is, it won't grow, because the soil where it's planted is not favorable for its growth. So no matter how good the seed is, it's not going to grow. That's what environment does to you. So no matter how good your potential, no matter how good the abilities, no matter how good you want to find courage and begin to do the things that you're supposed to do, if you don't consciously put yourself in the right environment and associate with the right persons, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you must understand it. There's something called learned insecurity. Learned insecurity is something that you learn from your environment, from your relationships, and your socializations. Is learned based on who you socialize with, based on the environment you find yourself. It's the things you learn, the things you were told, the things you were exposed to. So you need to begin to expose yourself to the right things, the things that align with the woman you want to become, and the things that align with where you're going. So if you say I want to stop doubting myself and I want to now have courage to be able to achieve my goals and do the things I'm supposed to do, and you surround yourself with relationships, or you find yourself in an environment that keeps speaking to you, and those words are negative words, one day you're going to succumb to them. You might feel nothing is happening to you, but remember, this is a programming that is already going on. So you must consciously decide the voices you're going to hear and the environments you're going to surround yourself with. And this has to do with your relationship. Who are the people that are constantly talking to you? Who are the people that are constantly speaking to you? What kind of environment do you find yourself in? Is it a toxic environment? Is it an environment that speaks positive to you, or the environment that speaks negative to you? So you must understand it. So these are some of the things you must consciously do. You must be conscious of your environment. You must be conscious of the people you surround yourself with. That's why that's why that's one of the reasons why we created the Unique Tribe program. Because when you surround yourself with like-minded people in a particular community, it's going to help you now begin to now build on what it is that you want to get done. As you're seeing every other person succeeding, the positive words are coming, positive affirmations are coming, people are encouraging you, inspiring you to do more, and you keep pushing. And you now realize that finally I've been able to do this thing that I'm not able to do. That's what community of like-minded women does for you. So you must understand it. You must surround yourself with the right relationships and put yourself in the right environment. No matter how you want to, no matter how you say I'm feeling cold, or maybe I want to stay in a warm environment because I'm feeling cold, and then you carry yourself and go put yourself inside the fridge and say, I want to feel warm, and you're inside the fridge. It's not possible. You're going to feel cold. You're going to feel cold. So there is no way you want to feel warm and you're gonna put yourself inside the fridge. You're going to definitely feel cold. So the fourth thing you're going to do, or the fourth thing that is going to help you overcome self-doubt is that you must manage your thoughts. Manage your thoughts. You must learn to manage your thoughts, especially for some of us that are overthinkers. You overthink things. You must learn to manage your thoughts. What you dwell on is very important. Those things you dwell on consciously, unconsciously, those times you're just alone, all by yourself, and you're just thinking through things. You must be conscious of what you're thinking. You must be conscious of your thoughts. So the scripture always says, if taking your thoughts captive to the obedience of Christ. You must take your thoughts captive. You must be intentional about what you're thinking. Don't say the thought just came and I start dwelling on it. Maybe you now have thoughts of you're not enough, you cannot do it, it's not for people like you. And instead of you to dismiss it, you want to dwell on it. By the time you're done dwelling on it, you start doubting yourself. By the time you finish dwelling on it, what's going to happen? The end point of it is that you're going to begin to now doubt yourself. So you'll be conscious of your thoughts. You must learn to manage your thoughts. Your closest coach is the voice in your head. Your closest coach is the voice in your head. So you must be conscious of what is speaking. You must be conscious of your thoughts, the things you're thinking about. What are they? Are they positive thoughts or are they negative thoughts? And the truth is that you must have negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are going to come. But the challenge is, are you going to dwell on it or are you going to dismiss it? So most times, when you get such negative thoughts, what you do is that you dismiss it immediately. Whatever that is not aligned to who you want to become or where you're going, you must dismiss it. You can't dwell on it. Because what you dwell on matters a lot. What you constantly think about, the more you think about it, the more you will become it. Remember the Bible said that as the man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's not about what you're saying, it's about what's going on within you. They will try to astray you. So that's why most times people are saying something, but in their thoughts, they have another thought. What they are saying does not synchronize with what is going on in their mind. So you can say, I'm meant for greatness. I'm born for greatness. You're saying it to your mouth, I'm born for greatness, and it's your affirmation. And you're affirming it, I'm born for greatness. But when you try to astray your thoughts, what is going on in your mind contradicts what you're saying. What is going on in your mind contrast. So you must be conscious of your thoughts and you must learn to manage your thoughts. Remember what I said? Your closest coach is a voice in your head. What is going on in your head? So you must quickly dismiss thoughts that are not consistent with who you want to become. You must quickly dismiss thoughts that are not consistent with who you want to become. You must quickly dismiss thoughts that are not consistent with who you want to become. Anything that does not look like who you want to become, any thoughts that does not sound or look like who you want to become, you must quickly dismiss it. You don't have any business dwelling on it. It's not your business. This is not who you want to become. So why dwell on it? So you must quickly dismiss any thought that is not consistent with the woman you want to become. Any thought that is not consistent with the woman you want to become, you must quickly dismiss such thoughts. So always think about the times you got it right. There are times you've done it right. That's why it's very good to keep a journal. That's why it's very good to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. A win is a win, no matter how small. That's why it's very good to celebrate it. So when this thought comes that you're not good enough, or maybe this is enough for people like you, you try to remember the times you did it well. Remember the times you achieved that success. Remember the times that you pulled it off, no matter how difficult, even with the difficulty. No matter how difficult it was, you excelled in it. There are some things that you've excelled in. You've not gotten it all wrong every time. There are times you've gotten it right. So if you must think of anything, if you want to think of those times you've gotten it right. Because when you now begin to think of the things that you did that failed, you begin to doubt yourself more. But the more you begin to dwell on the things that you did, that you actually got right, that you excelled in, It boosts your confidence. It makes you become more courageous. It makes you believe in yourself the more. So if you must think on anything, think about the times you succeeded. Think about the times you pulled it off. Think about the times you did it right. So if there is any time you want to think about something, these are the things you should think about. So I want to actually read a scripture for us. The book of Philippians 4 verse 8. It tells us what to think about. It tells us the kind of thoughts that we should think about. It tells us the things that we should dwell on. So these are the things that you should dwell on. So the scripture told us the kind of thoughts that we should think, the kind of thoughts that we should dwell on. They are not negative thoughts, they are positive. Say, brethren, finally, brethren, whatsoever thing that is right, whatsoever thing that are honest, whatsoever thing that are just, whatsoever things that are pure, whatsoever things that are lovely. If you must think about yourself, think about the lovely part. Whatever things that are lovely, whatever things that is of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. So the scripture really told us what to think about. So you must learn to manage your thoughts. You must learn to take your thoughts captive and think about only the things you want to think about. Remember, I said any thought that does not synchronize with where you're going, any thought that does not align with the woman you're becoming, you don't have any business dwelling on such thoughts. The thoughts will come, but don't dwell on it. The only thing you should dwell on are thoughts that align with where you're going and the woman you want to become. So we're going to be talking about the last thing. The last thing I wrote down is just do it. Courage does not come from thinking, courage comes from doing. Courage does not come from thinking, courage comes from doing. So as you're thinking it, just do it. Self doubt does not vanish when you feel ready, it fades when you act anyway. There's nothing like I'm not ready, so self doubt you need to vanish. No, self doubt does not vanish when you feel ready. It vanishes when you start acting. Start acting, start moving. Courage comes from doing. Courage comes from doing. So you need to start acting. Just do it. Even in the midst of the doubt, just do it. Because the more you keep doing it, the more you keep building up your confidence, the more courage comes, and you keep taking it one step at a time, one step at a time. There is no way you just sit down and all of a sudden you say, "Ah, I'm no longer doubting myself. Oh, I'm not." No, it comes from doing those things you feel you can't do. Do you know the funny thing is that most times we'll think that this thing is a big deal. I posted something a few days ago and I said before I used to think that makeup is a big deal. It's something for certain kind of people, and then certain kind of people cannot do it. But I just told myself, let me just learn it, let me just try. And in trying it, I got to realize that anybody can do it. It's not a big deal actually. It's not a big deal. That's the same way those things you're seeing and you feel it's not for people like me. Oh, I don't have the courage. I don't have those people you see doing it. They got the courage in doing it. It's not as though they had the courage before they started it. Most of them didn't have the courage before they started doing it. They found courage in doing it. So if you're going to overcome self-doubt, anytime you think about something, maybe an idea comes and you try to doubt yourself, just do it. Just do it anyway. Just tell yourself I'm going to do it, even in the midst of the doubt. What is going to happen to you is that when you've done it once, twice, three times, you realize, this thing is not really a big deal, though. It's not really a big deal. Now, take for instance, for some of us that have graduated from higher institution and we've graduated from school, you remember when it was a big deal to write JAM? And then, it's not post CME. It was a big deal to write post CME. It was a big deal. Am I going to get admission and stuff like that? And finally, you find yourself in school environment and you ask yourself, when will I graduate? So most times, the things we are looking at and we are saying this is a big deal, when we now start doing it, we realize that it's not really a big deal. Now, take for instance again, when Jesus told Peter to walk on water, Peter thought it was a big deal. He was like, he had looked at himself and said, me like this, how can I walk on water? Me, human being, how can I walk on water? But he didn't believe that it's possible until he stepped into the water. Until he now had to put his one leg and realize, my leg has been suspended on this water. Oh. So this thing is very possible. You could feel the excitement that comes from it. So most times when we now try to do those things that we feel this thing is impossible, and we'll try to do it the first time, there's always the first time. You see those people that you look up to, or maybe you look at and you celebrate them, they started from somewhere. Most of them, almost all of them started from somewhere. So you can't sit back and say, let me wait here, overcome self-doubt. No, you overcome it in doing. You see that thing that you feel you can't do, that thing that you feel this thing is not possible for me, if a certain kind of people, you overcome that doubt by actually doing it, by actually stepping forward and taking it one step at a time. One step at a time, one step at a time. The truth is that even if the next person used an elevator and you're trying to use the staircase, you will still arrive at where the elevator arrived. That's the simple truth. If you decide to take it one step at a time and you're climbing the step and you're trying, the final place you're going to find yourself is that place the elevator arrives. So I don't have any business trying to look at the elevator and say, okay, how do I do? Just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. So the fifth thing you're going to be overcoming self that just do it. That thing you're doubting, that thing that your mind is telling you that is not for you, that thing that your mind is telling you that is not possible. You don't have anything to lose. That's why I always tell myself, what do I have to lose? If I decide to do it, what do I have to lose? Nothing. The highest thing is that it will not work, but I shall try to do it. Are you getting? So I want to see the end of it. So that's why I'm going to now put myself into it and now start doing it. So whatever it is that you're doubting, you can't sit down and keep doubting. The more you doubt, and most times the people that are courageous enough to do things, when we try to weigh you and them, it might even be that you have more potential, you have more ability than those people. The loudest people are not the people with the most ability. That's what you must understand. That's what you must understand. So you must get it. So if you're sitting down and waiting for the doubt to clear before you take action, it won't work. You won't finally get it done. So the only way you're going to get it done is that even in the midst of your fears, you're doing it. Even in the midst of will it work, will it not work, there is no problem. Who will beat you? Nobody will beat me now. Whether it's work or it's not work, nobody will come and carry me in my house. Nobody will come and beat me. So let me just do it. I don't have anything to lose. Let me just do it. So this is the point you're going to come into. So courage comes from doing. Even you're saying this thing is not clear. Clarity, I've come to realize that clarity comes from doing. You can't sit down and maybe you're sitting one place and you will try to see what is going on the main road, or maybe what is going on outside your state. You can't stay one place, one location, and now see what is going on outside your state. So if you're going to overcome self-doubt, you need to start doing. You need to start doing and start now. You need to start doing and start today. That thing that your mind is telling you that is not possible, just do it. That thing that the voices in your head is telling you that is not possible, just do it. It's in the doing that you now realize that this thing wasn't really a big deal. It's just that I've not been able to now come to the point or come to the understanding that it's something that is possible. Remember, the opinion you have about yourself is superior than every other thing or every other voice that is going on around you. The opinion you have about yourself is superior than every other thing that is going on around. Even when people say that you can't do it, once you believe that it's possible and it's something you can do, you will realize that you're going to do it. So I'll just run through the things that we talked about. I said that the way to overcome self-doubt, the first one is that you must have the right opinion of yourself. The opinion you have about yourself matters a lot. So you must have the right opinion of yourself. I said the second thing is that you must change your programming. Change your programming. Remove the things that does not align with where you're going to, and begin to replace them with things that align with where you're going to. Remove the information you already have about yourself, information that does not align with where you're going, and begin to replace them with information that align with who you want to become and where you're going. It starts by listening to the right things, watching the right things, reading the right things, and even following the right people on social media. The second one is surround yourself with the right environment and relationships. Your relationships matters a lot. The people that are around you, that talks to you, that speaks to you, the people you see, the environment you find yourself in, it's very important. The fourth one is manage your thoughts. Learn to manage your thoughts. Think on the things that the only thought that is allowed or you're allowed to dwell on are the things, the thoughts that align with who you're going, who you're becoming, and where you're going. The fifth one is just do it. Just keep moving. Just take action. Just do it. Whether you're doubting or you're not doubting, whether there is fear or no fear, just do it. Courage comes from doing, not from sitting down and trying to analyze it. So thank you very much. I believe that, and please remember, if at the course of listening to this voice, to this live session, and there is something you're not clear about, or maybe you have a question, don't forget to send us a message or on our Gmail account, that's unifemaleacademy@gmail.com, so that we're going to answer your question every last Thursday of the month. So thank you very much. I'm so glad for those that joined me. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for being here today. And I'm going to see you again next Thursday. Please remember, it's not about, it's not the hearer, it's the doer. So for every single thing that you've heard, it's going to profit you if you practice it. If you practice it. Remember, everyone has the ability to achieve greatness, including you. You're not excluded, you're included. You're not excluded again, you're included. So please don't just hear, but learn to apply. Life is going to change, your life is going to change, and things are going to take shape if you apply it, not just listen to what you're saying. So thank you so much for joining me. And I'm super excited that you're here today. You joined me for today's live session. So see you again next Thursday. Bye bye.